Well, there have been some very damaging wind gusts and strong storm cells overnight, and it's cancelled quite a number of domestic flights this morning. At this stage, international flights have not been cancelled, but there are delays. In this terminal alone, at the domestic airport Terminal 1 and 3, there are at least 8 flights that have been cancelled as of this moment, but a number of arrivals have also been affected. And of course, more broadly, we're seeing that trickle-on effect of delays. Delays are quite widespread, so passengers are being urged to check the status of their flight before coming to the airport and to expect some quite significant delays.
Passengers who are arriving there at the moment faring?
Well, you would think with so many cancellations and delays it would be quite a chaotic scene at the airport, but it's actually not too bad this morning. Given we did actually know these storm cells were coming, many airlines had cancelled flights overnight in anticipation for this. So passengers, many of them had been notified that they would expect cancellations or their flights had been cancelled overnight. So many just haven't arrived today for those flights, though there have been some that have been arriving today and they're only just learning that their flight has been cancelled or delayed. So there is a bit of confusion among some, but thankfully not too much widespread chaos or frustration.
Gavin, how long is the disruption expected to last?
Well, even though the strong winds have subsided, it's still pretty wet outside. We've seen the sun poke out at times, but we are expecting, even though that the wild weather will go away quite soon, that this disruption will be persisting for most of the day, just given the trickle-on effect of all the cancellations and delays. So people are being urged, if you are flying today out of Sydney Airport, expect some form of disruption. Even if your flight hasn't been cancelled, there could be quite significant delays. So check the status of your flight before you head off.
Good advice there. Gavin Coote reporting from Sydney Airport. Alison Zhao is in French's Forest in Sydney, where roofs were ripped off overnight. Alison, windy weather has damaged properties.
That's right, Karina. It was wild weather overnight, really strong gusty winds, and the Northern Beaches area was quite heavily hit. We're at this home at French's Forest on the Northern Beaches, where a young couple had their garage completely destroyed by 3 pencil pines falling down on it. They captured CCTV footage at their home of these trees coming crashing down around 1 a.m. and we spoke to both of them earlier. They're planning for an upcoming wedding in just about 30 days, and there are wedding decorations inside that garage that are now a pile of bricks and rubble. But this is what Lyndall Carresso had to say earlier.
I woke up about 1:15 and it sounded like there was just things blowing around in the backyard. Came outside to check, and then we just saw the trees just moving right against our veranda, which is off our bedroom, and then 2 minutes later the whole tree just sort of fell down.
The State Emergency Service received about 100 calls for help overnight. Many of them were for fallen trees and for roofs ripped off homes. In Peakhurst in southern Sydney, a fruit and vegetable shop had its roof ripped out overnight. And there is also a severe wind warning throughout parts of the state today from the Weather Bureau. They're warning that in the alpine areas of the state, the Hunter region and the southern and central ranges, that there could be winds of up to 90 kilometres an hour, in those alpine areas. Karina?
Alison, parts of Sydney are expected to be engulfed in smoke. How come?
Well, the Rural Fire Service in New South Wales is doing planned hazard reduction burns, so they are working on areas around the state to make sure that it isn't as much pressure this coming fire season this summer. So the large burn that is planned is in the Holsworthy Military Barracks area around the southwestern fringe of Sydney. It's about 2,700 hectares that are being burnt, and we expect that there will be smoke lingering for some days, and people with asthma and other health conditions are being warned to stay inside as much as possible.